So it's about that time to do the oil change on the truck. Hopefully I can show you different options in case you don't have all the tools. As always, this used to be a little bit easier because it wasn't this truck, again, base model, and it wasn't cluttered with all these wires and power steering components and stuff. So there used to be way more space to get to the old oil filter. It's still not bad though. I mean, even with all that, it's still not bad. A good thing to do, say you don't have all the tools or whatever, there's a particular tool you can use to take the oil filter off. But say you don't have that, what you can do is have your engine running for a little bit, let it warm up. And what I did is used this towel to wrap it around the filter, not because it was hot, but to help get a better grip. And I just actually loosened it. I just did like a couple of centimeters of a turn or so, enough to loosen it a bit. Now I'm gonna turn it all the way. And hopefully I'll be able to pull this sucker out. Without spilling too much. But we'll see. And get it out of there. And it's hot, but not so much that you can't grip it or hold it. So and as most of you guys know, you want to put a little bit of a bead of oil, of fresh oil, onto the gasket before you insert the new one. So I'm going to set the phone up on a tripod and start working on that, and I'll be right back. So what you want to do is dab your finger in the new oil, just a shade, not much, you don't need much. Hopefully I can get that. And this phone just will not stay where I want it to. I'll readjust it a little bit. Hopefully you can see. Hopefully. Yeah, that's annoying. This tripod is not being my friend today. Okay, let's try this again. I was just talking with my cousin for a few seconds. He's doing his own thing. He does headliners, and now he's doing stuff to show me his work. But anyhow, hopefully I can get this in properly aligned. Sometimes it's tough. Well, I mean, it'll be tough because there's so much stuff in the way right now than what there used to be. Hopefully I can get this line cool. There we go. Well, at least I thought I did. You feel like you got the threads in right, but then you don't. Let's see. Can be a little frustrating. Just a shade, not too much. Nope. Looks like I got it. And this particular one, this what is this? A K&N filter, does have the socket, so you can tighten it. But I'm just gonna hand tighten it. That should be enough. I'm not saying I have the strongest grip on the planet, which I don't, but I have a halfway decent grip. So, and the filter itself, the material is very slick. So, using a towel might help a little bit more, just for the grip. You know, I'm gonna grab a socket and just to see if I can tighten it just a shade. Better safe than sorry. So I'll be right back. Okay, how to use I think, what is that? It's a 1 inch, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong in the size. Not overly fond of this particular socket though. It's kind of crappy. Let's see if I can get that aligned. There we go. That should be enough. That should be good. Those. Make sure nothing is obstructing anything or in the way. That should be good. Alright, now I'm going to pause this and jack the truck up and go underneath and do that bolt from the oil pan. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully you guys can see what I can see. We're down underneath. Here's the bolt for the pan, the oil pan. And I want to show you something. This is one of those things where, again, I didn't always know this. I learned this just by chance, but I just want to give you guys options in case, you know, when I learned this, I didn't have all the right tools to do the oil change, and it was one of the first things that I did on this truck when I first got it, you know, change the typical stuff, oil, spark plugs, that sort of thing. But I had no clue what size that was, and I was very short on tools at the time. I didn't have much in the way of tools. So when I tried to look up online what the size was for this socket, I could not find it. But what kept popping up was the lug nut size for this truck. It's what kept popping up. And after a little bit of thinking, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just give this a shot. And wouldn't you know it, guess what fits? It's the exact same size, you know, of your lug nut wrench. And normally, you know, you want to use what do you call it? The oil drain pan contraption thingy. I don't have one, so I'm going to use the next best thing. Once I get this bolt loose enough, I'm just going to drain the oil onto this, or try my best to get it on there. Just give me a second to put some gloves on, 'cause I don't want to get all dirty. Okay, so I'm going to try my best to get this on the first try. It's really all I can do. I don't like to gripe and moan when I hurt myself, but I dislocated my shoulder like 2 months ago, but didn't realize it until like a month ago that I actually had. So having my shoulder in weird, awkward positions that it's having issues with, and this is one of those positions. So I might have to struggle at this a little bit, but I'll do my best to get this loose. I can't guarantee that I'll be able to on the first shot, but I will definitely try my best. Hopefully that's in focus. Oh shit. That really poured out. Okay, just gonna let the rest of it drain, and I'll be right back once it's done that, and I'll reinstall the bolt and start working on the new oil, putting the new oil in the engine. Okay, she looks about pretty good. Almost done. You know, this is probably the first time that I've reinstalled this nut, and it's actually been easy. Before in the past, I would have issues getting it turned in. Maybe it was just me not doing it right. I don't want to overdo it on tightening it, because sometimes, like I've said this before, sometimes I have a tendency to over tighten stuff. But that should be good. No leaks. No leaks is always a good sign. It's a good stress reliever, knowing that there are no leaks. That's a good thing. But again, I just wanted to show you guys again. This is not something that I've always known. As with everything, almost everything in this truck, I didn't always know it. I had to either learn it by research or just by chance, you know, thinking a little outside the box kind of thing. And I just wanted to show you guys how to do your oil change without all the typical tools that you can normally do it with. There's always a way around it. As always, there's always almost always a way around everything. So just a quick recap. If you're trying to change your oil filter, but you don't have that proper tool, maybe you misplaced it, or you just outright don't have it, or don't have the money to buy one, you can manually turn it by hand. If you have let your engine warm up a little bit, and that'll, you know, what heat does to metal. It expands and contracts and all that good stuff. So that's actually why you'd be able to physically turn it by hand. But I would recommend using a towel, not so much because of the heat, but again, just to it lets you get a better grip, and it'll let you pop that sucker, pop the oil filter, you know, uncork it. Another way to do it is to use your belt. You would want to see if I can use this old one as an example. Let's pretend that this is a belt. You want to loop it around the oil filter, and then loop the belt around the belt buckle. And then you can physically turn it. The belt will tighten itself as you're turning. It'll get a grip on the oil filter, and you can either tighten it or loosen it both ways. You can do either or. You know, if you're installing one or taking one off, you can do either or. Do it both ways. And again, for the oil pan, the nut or the drainage nut over there. Hopefully you can see it from here. I'm trying not to crawl into there again. If you don't have a socket set or just the right tools in general, but you still have your lug nut and wrench, or whatever the heck it's called. I'm sure there was a star. I've always known it as a star. You can use one of these ends. It's either, oops, sorry, my fault. This one is labeled. It's either 21 millimeters or 13/16. It's either that side. It's one of the two bigger sizes. The other side is 7/8 or 22 millimeter. It's one of these. Likely it's the bigger one, but I'm not sure at the moment. But again, yeah, that is another option. Again, if you don't have the right socket tools or wrenches, you can use your star tool or your lug nut wrench to get that bolt out, that oil pan bolt. Again, just another thing to give you guys more options. If you're in a bind and you really need to get these items out, this is just to help you out. Hopefully you'll find this helpful, and I will see you.